Hello everyone, I'm Ms. Batul Masoud from Jordanian International Schools. Today our lesson is about evaporation and condensation. Evaporation and condensation. Before we start, let's revise our previous lesson. It was about melting and freezing. Melting and freezing are changes that can change the state of matter from solid to liquid and from liquid to solid. Melting is the change of matter from solid to liquid, and it needs heating. So melting needs heating. And freezing is the change of matter from liquid to solid, and it needs cooling. So in melting we add heat, and in freezing we take away heat. Yesterday we watched this video. It shows how the ice melts into water, and then by adding more heat to the water it's going to start boiling. We said that the water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Now the solid ice is melting into liquid water. With adding more heat, the water will start to boil. When the water is boiling, the liquid water will start to turn into gas. Excellent. So the water can move from the liquid state to the gas state by boiling. But sometimes the water can change into, or the liquid can change into the gas state without boiling. Look at this picture and think, how do you think the clothes have dried? Why do we put the wet clothes under the sun to make them get dried? Think about what happened to the water. Look at this picture and think what happened to the water. Why do you think the water, when it makes a puddle, it will disappear? What will happen to the water? Okay, in this case, water evaporates from puddles on a warm day. So the water can change from the liquid state to the gas state by a process called evaporation. Evaporation. Water can evaporate at temperatures below 100 degrees Celsius. So sometimes we don't need to boil water to make it change from liquid to gas. Liquid water can change to a gas without boiling. This process is called evaporation. So evaporation is to change the liquid water into a gas without boiling. So it can happen without getting the water to 100 degrees Celsius, which is the boiling state. Now, to make the gas state change to liquid state, it's the opposite of evaporation, and we learned it in grade 2 if you still remember. What do we call it? The opposite of evaporation. The opposite of evaporation is called condensation. 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 A gas can change back to a liquid in a process called condensation. So the condensation is the opposite of evaporation. It causes the gas to change back to a liquid. How? By cooling. So we need a cold surface to change the gas to a liquid again. When water vapor loses energy, which means it's cooling down, such as on a cold window pane, it changes to a liquid. Now I want you to open your science book, Physical Science, page 372-373, the science book, Physical Science, page 372-373.
Now you see it. Liquid water can change to a gas without boiling. Look at the drawings of a puddle. What changes do you see? Water can evaporate at temperatures below 100 degrees Celsius. Active reading. As you read these 2 pages, draw a line under each main idea. Liquid water does not have to boil to become a gas. When you sweat on a hot day, the water on your skin disappears. The liquid water turns into a gas. This is called evaporation. Water can evaporate from other places, such as a puddle. The sun's heat makes the water in the puddle change to water vapor, which goes into the air. The puddle gets smaller as the water disappears. Most of the liquid water has changed to a gas. A gas can...
Okay, so here I want you to highlight the definition of evaporation, which is liquid water turns into a gas. This process is called evaporation. So evaporation means the liquid water turns into a gas. It needs heat. So let's highlight that liquid water does not have to boil to become a gas. It can evaporate in hot days. Please read this page by yourself. And let's start with this page.
A gas can change back to a liquid. This is called condensation. Water vapor condenses as it cools and loses energy. Water vapor in the air condenses on a cold car window. The outside of a cold soft drink can becomes wet on a hot day. The grass on a cool morning may have dew on it. These are all condensation. What happened to...
Okay, so condensation is the opposite process of evaporation. A gas can change back to a liquid, and this process is called condensation. Condensation. So again, condensation, a gas can change back to a liquid by condensation. Gas to liquid, condensation. It needs to cool down, so water vapor condenses as it cools and loses energy. Please read these 2 pages. After you're done, answer this question, take a picture of your answers and send it back to me. Thank you.